And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome, everyone, to Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Peter Chan, coming to you from the National Weather Service in Alaska region on this Monday, May 19th, 2025. And in the weather-related headlines across Alaska, we have some late-season winter weather. Heavy, wet snow is falling over areas of the North Slope into the Brooks Range, especially through Adigan and Anatuvik passes along that stretch of the Dalton Highway. Could pick up as much as 6 to 12 inches of snowfall now through Tuesday afternoon. And with the colder temperatures still holding on there across the North Slope, we're still awaiting those northern rivers to break up. That hasn't happened yet. And overall, we're still anticipating somewhat unsettled, cool, and occasionally wet weather pattern to impact areas of the state right up through the end of the month and maybe even to start off early June. And on an astronomical note, we have the last quarter moon occurs tomorrow, Tuesday, and the new moon a week later on May 27th, the day after Memorial Day. But quick check of Chandalar Shelf there as you head up toward Adigan Pass on this Monday afternoon. You see a wall of low clouds and the snow increasing in intensity there. So it'll be a little tougher getting on up through that pass tonight into Tuesday morning. Fort Yukon, we're seeing some cumulus buildups and even virga. That's precipitation falling from the cloud base, but it evaporates before it hits the ground. And across areas of the east central interior, not only could there be some scattered showers, perhaps even an isolated thunder shower, as there's enough instability to get a few lightning strikes. Further south, Seward enjoying sunshine, a little bit of a downslope flow, 60 degrees, so pleasant Monday afternoon there, and even Juneau also getting in on some sunshine. 62 degrees, and from Pedersen Hill looking southwestward, you can see these high clouds coming in from that low pressure that's coming out of the North Pacific. That'll bring probably some more rain showers to at least southern parts of the Panhandle as we go through now into Tuesday morning. Farther north, though, this is the only warning. We have a winter storm warning for this area of the Dalton Highway going through the Brooks Range. That includes Anatuvik and Adigan passes. As much as 6 to 12 inches of snow could fall from this Monday afternoon through Tuesday afternoon. There will also be some accumulating snow along areas of the North Slope. So again, winter not quite through up that way. The rest of the state, fairly quiet weather, though there's still some unsettled weather in the form of scattered showers and maybe even an isolated thunder shower. Just a quick checkup on the river breakup situation. The Yukon continues to open. The ice that is left, the few areas that continue to melt off with no major problems reported. Quite remarkable considering how much snowpack there still is up in the highlands and mountains around the Yukon River. We still would anticipate there's going to be that melt-off. We're waiting for the Porcupine River to break up, and that usually contributes a pretty good run of snowmelt runoff as it gets there toward Fort Yukon, but that has yet to happen. And then the far northern rivers along and north of the Brooks Range through the North Slope have yet to break up. And here's an interesting photo. It came in from over the weekend. There was a little fire up along the Steese Highway up towards Circle there in the east central interior. Not a big one. It initially was reported at about 27 acres, and they quickly got onto that thing. But it just goes to show it doesn't take much to get a fire going, and there's still snow cover there up along surrounding hillsides and small mountains. And that shows, where the fire danger has been. We still will have some high to very high fire danger in that area on Tuesday. Drier, warmer conditions are going to persist along this Alcan border, the lower portion of the Yukon Flats, on over toward Eagle and Northway. Whereas we've had more in the way of some scattered showers, we've had some weather systems come in bringing in damp conditions, so that has really reduced the fire threat here for the early fire season. Of course, we'll be watching things very carefully. And I'll have an update coming up here probably on Thursday afternoon as we go into the Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people getting out to do the first real recreation of the early summer season, so we'll give you an update on how fire danger stands then. And looking at the satellite imagery, you can see the counterclockwise circulation. This low pressure here up near approaching Haida Gwaii will be crossing there tonight, bringing some rain showers into parts of the southern panhandle. These are the high clouds I just showed you on that image coming from Pedersen Hill and Juneau. Further east, we have some cumulus buildups and a few thunder showers popping up in the east central where it's warmed. And then here we have the enhanced cloud tops of that area of snow over the north slope and the central area, especially of the Brooks Range. That snow will be accumulating now into Tuesday afternoon. It could be anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow again right in that area of Adigan and Anatuvik passes. Further west, we have a low pressure and frontal system sliding along and just north of the Aleutian chain. So late tonight and into early Tuesday morning, here's that weakening low over Haida Gwaii. Still some scattered rain showers around there, also pushing it into the British Columbia coast, Vancouver Island, southern panhandle. And we still have the potential for some scattered light showers in the interior with that area of snow, especially along the north slope and Brooks Range. Further west, we have this low scooting along and just north of the Aleutian chain there along the lower Bering. By the time we get into Tuesday afternoon, that low will quickly continue eastward with an occluded front. These lagging troughs just sit over areas of the interior, one of the favorite spots along or just north of the Alaska Range, and then back into northwest Canada. With the daytime heating, that'll be the focus for some additional scattered instability showers and maybe an isolated thunder shower along the Alcan border or back here into northwest Canada. This low will continue eastward, and then the next one in its heels will take a similar track for midweek Wednesday and into Thursday. And this system initially looked like it might bring a little bit more in the way of rain even up into south central, but the energy looks now like it's going to be heading more toward the east-southeast as we go through the late week. But we will not be done with that. And here comes another one taking a similar track. These are not strong lows given the time of year. But it looks like the energy from these two systems slides east-south eastward, and then it's going to pull back during the Memorial Day weekend. And that's going to fling more moisture back to the north and west. So this means if you're in the Panhandle, you're likely going to see some wetter weather here over the long holiday weekend. And some of that could get all the way back here to along the Kenai, Prince William Sound. So we'll take another look at that as that time frame draws closer. But in the meantime, cold temperatures through places like Anatuvik and Adigan Pass. Lows could be down in the upper teens with moderate to heavy snowfall, especially tonight into Tuesday morning. Areas of the interior will see lows generally stay in the above freezing, upper 30s to lower 40s. Mild temperatures now across much of south central, certainly the Panhandle with some cloud cover and just being further south. Daytime highs not quite as warm as what they've been the past couple of days here along the Alcan border, but still maybe 64, 65 at Eagle, 62 at Northway, and near 60 degrees there at Fairbanks. But you can see once you get along and past the Brooks Range, high temperatures stay below freezing across the North Slope and Arctic coast. Still near freezing for high Savunga. Otherwise, Alaska Peninsula into the Aleutians, highs generally in the 45, a few spots maybe near 50. And then for Wednesday morning lows, again, up along areas of the Brooks Range and Northwest Coast, Wainwright, Point Lay, you can see lows mid-upper teens. Again, snow should have tapered off by the time we get into Tuesday afternoon and evening up there across the North Slope. And we're still looking at temperatures overall, generally this time of year with the increasing daylight. It's tougher to get below freezing now, especially in through south central areas. And then with the afternoon highs still getting back up into the lower 60s, again at the normal warm spots like Eagle, Northway, and even 63 there around Fairbanks with readings in the 50s going across the upper Kuskokwim Valley there around McGrath as well as into the central Yukon. And a quick check of the temperature outlook. This has been very consistent for the past couple of weeks, what I've been showing you and anticipating. As we take the temperature outlook here now through the end of the month, May 25th through the 29th, takes us right through Memorial Day and a couple days beyond. showing below normal temperatures along the Gulf Coast, Panhandle, southern mainland, pocket maybe up there toward the western half of the Brooks Range. So we're not looking at any really big warm-ups. Now, normal high temperatures for this time of year, easily around or just above 60, Anchorage, and certainly up there at Fairbanks. So it's not going to be cold, cold, but it's not going to be warm, warm either. And looking at the rain potential, yes, as I said, over the course of the long holiday weekend, we have those couple of lows, and that energy is going to pull back up and fling more moisture north and westward over the holiday weekend. So it's going to be wetter across the Panhandle, northern, northeastern Gulf Coast, up into the southeast mainland. No real change coming up here. We're going to have to wait until sometime in June if that even develops. So stay tuned to later forecasts.